Did you sign and authorize those invoices in February?
I wouldn't say yes or no unless.
No, Mr. Malatji.
Commissioner, can I please be given
Please explain,
opportunity to explain? I wouldn't say yes or no unless, without having to say this is how the commission should direct questions to me, right? Unless I'm exposed to those emails that I've signed, and questions are based on something that I am seeing, right? Probing me on something that I am seeing. But now, just for the commission to expect me to some fact responses, I don't think it is fair. That is why, as we move on, I would always be accused of, not answering properly. But the bottom line is, I should be exposed to the evidence. And yes, as we move on, right, you allow me an opportunity to explain where it is necessary to explain. But under the circumstances, I feel like I'm being ambushed. See? So,
Are you saying, Director, you may have, but you do not recall? Is that the long and short of what you are saying?
Exactly, Commissioner.
There's a reason why I'm asking you this question, Director Malatji. You see, you told this commission that you were not aware of these ad hoc appointments until much later. Now, what I'm asking you is a factual issue. Either you approved invoices or you did not. Because if you approved the invoices for January, there's no way you can sit there and say, you don't know what those invoices are for. Because the invoices will tell you is for this deployment at this site for January 2025. And that's your job, as we have shown you with the June 2024 invoice. It came to you, you stamped it, you signed it. Had we not confronted you with that invoice, you would also have denied and said, I don't know. I never became aware of this ad hoc deployments. I did not authorize anybody to deploy. But if you sign those invoices, then your suggestion that you were not aware of this deployment is simply false. And because it's your job, you should be able to answer that question. You should be able to say yes, because no invoice can be paid without my involvement. They would have had to come to me. I would have stamped them and signed them. And that's how they would have gotten paid. You are not being ambushed. You came here to deal with the Gubis deployments and the payments to Gubis. That's why the emails that are attached here, and they show that over 5 months it was paid 82 million. They relate exactly to the topic we are discussing. It's not something outside of the topic that we are discussing. If you know, you can say, I know. If you don't know, I don't know, or I don't remember.
Commissioner, I hear you and I agree with you, right? The thing is, the difficulty I sometimes come across, right? You say, I do not remember. It is said, no, it means you are not doing what you are supposed to do, right? It's an assumption. But the long and short of this whole thing is, right, I'm coming to the additional lists, page 50, right? Allow me to put it on record, Commissioner, that Mr. Sohalela has taken advantage of my email dated the 7th of January. He knows very well, he should know very well, that for each site, there must be GL account number, right, provided. So, having received my approval as per this email, all right? He decided to put additional sites. But I'm stating it that it was wrong of him to do that. You see, you are supposed to do as he did with Klaperkop and others, right? Avail GL account number, budget from which this additional site will be serviced.
The email on page 44 that attaches an updated list of security deployments is sent to you. If you held the view that they must get GL accounts and other things, then you would have responded to them and said there won't be any further deployments until you have followed the process that you followed as set out on page 6. So now you're acting as if they did all this behind your back. They added the additional sites behind your back. But the email on page 44 is addressed to you. So if you thought a different process had to be followed, you could have responded to that email and said, this is not the correct process, follow a different process. Instead, what you do 10 minutes later, 20 minutes later, which is the email Chair took you to on page 43, you said, colleagues, note the request for further handling. Please get Piri to run with the process and let's monitor the progress. You did not say, no, unless there's a GL number, we should do nothing about those sites. Unless there's budget, we should do nothing about those sites. Instead, you said, please note the updated list for further handling. Piri will run with it and monitor the progress. That's what you said. You see that you responded, it's 10 minutes later. 2034 is on page 44, 9 January. Page 43, 2045, you note the request and you say Piri must run with it. So that's the sequence. Do you see that?